Oxygen First Breath review. This is my review of the game Oxygen First Breath. I've been playing it for a small amount of time, one day. I'm going to tell you that this game, as I'm playing it today, October 15, 2022, it's playable. You can play the game. It is an early access development game. However, it doesn't have the depth that other city builder. It's a city builder, is what it is. Doesn't have the depth that other city builders have, like Tropico or Banished or SimCity. I'm going to show you an example. The map size is very small. This is how big the map is right here. And there's a little bit of a learning curve. There's some things you have to understand. The game is not easy, and the reason why it has to do with the limited resources, because you don't know what the buildings are. Like there's a storage building, and you're gonna build something that you don't need, and then you have to delete it later when you figure out, oh, I didn't need that. And then you have things like, I'll use the example with the hospital. My people were getting sick. They all went to the hospital, but I didn't know that the doctor died. No, or the doctor got sick. So there was nobody working in the hospital. And I thought everything was working along fine. And I went to go check up on them. And that's when I discovered that the doctor disappeared. So there's a few issues like that with the game, makes it not so much fun. So the issue with the oxygen is kind of a gimmick. I really don't get it. It's a little bit complicated because it talks about things like energy consumption, and I don't understand how the energy system works. And with the oxygen, you've got buildings that generate their own oxygen and people that have their own. I really don't understand it yet. This, believe it or not, is the fishing dock, and I'm not sure what that is. Water purification. Some of the ideas that they came up with are good. For example, over here you see that there's a vehicle. This, what you're going to do is scavenge it for parts. And the same with this. I thought this was a metro station, but it's really just to scavenge for parts. There's not that many buildings. There's only a few buildings in the game. You can't build that many. Maybe in the future you can build more, but it's really not that much. For example, at some point you get a school. It's more near the basic side. Like I said, it's not that advanced. For food, this is your limits for food. Canteen, fishing, plant house, kitchen, canning. So not that much. Potentially in the future it'll be really good. I don't know. I wasn't that happy playing the game. I'd rather play Banished than play this game. And I'm probably never going to play this game again. I have no intention of ever playing it again. Maybe when they release a new version a year from now, maybe it'll be a lot better. But at this time, October 15, 2022, I don't think it's that great. I'm going to advise you, don't pay for early access games. I paid for one. I paid for Sugar Mill, and the game never worked. And it was years later before the game started to work. And I paid like $50 for that early access game. It was a complete waste of money. So don't pay for early access games unless you really, really, really don't mind losing all your money. They shouldn't allow you to pay for early access games. So I don't know that much about the game, but they kind of walk slowly. All of my people are probably dead. Looks like there's only 2 people left. Or no, there's only 11 people left. I don't remember how much I had, but they stopped working. They just kind of disappear. I don't recall there being any notification that they had died. I just kind of noticed that there were too many empty buildings. I said, I knew I assigned somebody here. There's nobody here. He must have died. So they got a lot of work to do. You don't know what's producing and what isn't. Okay, so oxygen first breath. I'm gonna say If you get it for free and you want to play around with it, go for it. But don't expect a lot from the game right now. It is playable. If you got no money and you want to play a free game, go for it. You're gonna like it. But if you got the money to buy something like Banished or Tropico, get one of those games instead. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please post below. Go to cheapbooks.cc if you want to see video game tips, or go to video-game-news.com.